This is my new football show. Well, I'm going to be rounding up Championship, Premier League, maybe some news stories and transfers when it's like the end of the transfer window. So welcome to NFFC Owen's football show. That's the name we're going to give it. But top comment or top like comment for name suggestions. Get your name suggestions in the comments. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today is my new football show. Obviously, like I just said in the intro there, get your name suggestions in the comments. Top liked comment for name suggestion will be a new series name. So get thinking of some ideas and put them in the comments. Anyway, if you enjoy this video, please make sure you like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss another upload. Today we're going to go through Chelsea second Thomas Tuchel, VAR, we might touch a bit on transfers, and we're just going to do like a general Premier League and Championship roundup, so expect a really bumper video. Anyway, let's get into this. So here's a look at the Premier League table. Right now you've got Arsenal in first, 6 games played, 7 goal difference of 7, 15 points. And then you've got Man City, 6 games played, 14 points, 1 point behind Arsenal. Same with Spurs. Brighton, 6 games played, goal difference of 6 on 13 points. Man United, 6 games played, points 12. Chelsea 6 games played, 10 points. Liverpool 6 games played, 9 points. Same with Brentford. Leeds 6 games played, 8 points. Same with Fulham. Newcastle 6 games played, 7 scored. Same with Southampton and Bournemouth. Wolves 6 games played, 6 points scored, a point per game. Same with Crystal Palace. And then on 4 points, Everton, Villa, West Ham and Forest. And then on 1 point after 6 games is Leicester. So quite interesting in the Premier League. I mean, you don't really know where teams are until really, I think, after the World Cup break, because I think obviously you've got 16 games before the World Cup break, and then you don't really, because obviously 6 games in, we don't really know where teams are, because I don't think Brighton are going to be top 4 at the end of the season, are they? Fulham aren't going to be 10th, Bournemouth aren't going to be 13th in my opinion. So yes, I don't think we're not going to see the table form out until after the World Cup break. Anyway, that's a look at the table. Now let's have a look at the Championship table, and then we'll get into the VAR decisions. We'll do a Championship roundup, and then we'll end the video off there. Anyway, let's get into the Championship table. So right now, the Championship table, Sheffield United sit top, 8 games played and 17 points, and then they've got a 1 point gap to Norwich, who have played same amount of games and got 16 points. And then bizarre top next 2 places, Reading and Bristol City. 2 teams that I think have really had a good start to the season. We don't really know where they're going to be. I think they'll be in and around mid-table, and I said Reading will be in the relegation scrap, but Reading started the season really well, and fair play to them. And then you got Burnley and Watford after, and then you got Blackburn, Sunderland, QPR, Preston, Blackpool, Hull, Rotherham, Millwall, Wigan, West Brom, Luton, Swansea, Stoke, Birmingham, Cardiff, Borough, Huddersfield and Coventry on 1 point, because they've only played 5 games and the rest have played 8. But really, surprise start to the season. I mean, the Championship is bonkers. It's a bonkers league. Anyone can beat anyone. I mean, that is football, but especially in the Championship, like Coventry could beat Sheffield United. It's just such an amazing league. It's one of the best leagues in the world. Premier League, one of the best quality leagues in the world. Championship, one of the best drama leagues in the world for drama. But yeah, I think it's just bizarre seeing Reading and Bristol City doing so well. No offence if there's any Bristol City or Reading fans watching, but yeah, it's just bizarre seeing you 3rd and 4th in the league right now. Anyway, let's get into the news stories of Tuchel being sacked and VAR being an absolute disgrace. So we're going to start with the news that broke this morning. Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea have parted ways, which I think is just a bit of a, I don't know why they have. Like, I think Chelsea started the season, yes, some of the performances haven't been great, but they've still got 3 wins in 6 games. They're still 5 points off top of the league, which are Arsenal, which have only lost 1 game so far. It just seems a bit dumb to sack him 6 games into the season when they've literally just gave him 250 million to spend to sign Aubameyang, Fofana, and all those good players that they signed during this window. It's just dumb. Like, if you're going to give a manager money, back him in the transfer market, at least give him time to get the results, to get the performances on the pitch going well. And it's a bit dumb the way that Chelsea have sacked him when they literally sat 5 points off top of the league, like I just said. And I mean, obviously, if you just look at some of the results for Chelsea so far, obviously one that sticks out is a 2-2 draw where at home to Spurs, where really they were robbed in that game. I think VAR wasn't the best in that game. Obviously we're going to touch on VAR later with all the shambles it was this weekend. So obviously this, I'm recording this today, which is Wednesday 7th of September, and they just lost to Dinamo Zagreb last night 1-0, a Croatian side that I don't think anyone's really heard of. And then the weekend they got a bit lucky and beat West Ham 2-1 with a dodgy VAR decision going their way. And then last midweek they lost 2-1 to Southampton, and then beat Leicester. They beat Leicester 2-1 before that. Then they lost to Leeds 3-0, and then they drew to Tottenham 2-2, and then beat Everton 1-0. I mean, obviously look at the results. Obviously stand out losses are Chelsea or Leeds, Southampton and Dinamo Zagreb. And Leeds have been started this season very well under Jesse Marsch, other than that loss against Brentford. Southampton, they've been a bit inconsistent I think this season, but that Lavia scored for Southampton. I think he's a ball up and coming in that. But yeah, it just seems harsh to me that Chelsea sacked Thomas Tuchel. So we're going to start with the Newcastle VAR decision, which was an absolute joke. So as you can see on screen now, you should have a photo of Willock going into Guaita, but there's more photos of him getting pushed into Guaita. It's a clear foul. Well, it's a clear push on Willock. He pushes him into the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper goes down. It goes in off Mitchell, and the goal gets disallowed. For me, it's either a penalty or it's a goal. It's a joke in that case. Palace have got away with one there, and I do feel for Newcastle. They got robbed in midweek of a perfectly onside goal against Liverpool, which would have made it 2-0, and then they get robbed of 2 points again against Palace, and because of VAR again. It's just honestly such a joke. And also the Newcastle players are surrounding the referee saying, "Oh, yeah, check for a possible foul on Willock." Like, they should be able to say, "Oh, there's a foul on Willock. Can you check that, please?" And if they feel like there's no foul on Willock, and which obviously there was, it would have got spotted, because what the referee's focused on is Willock clattering into Guaita when he literally gets pushed. It's just a joke, VAR is. And now we're going to get into the West Ham Chelsea game, and then we're going to get into the lead. We might get into some more VAR decisions after that. Now we get into Chelsea versus the West Ham goal ruled out against Chelsea in the last minute. Jarrod Bowen is going for the ball. nothing, he can't stop. Like, so he goes, he makes like the smallest of contact with Mendy. It's not a foul. It's not a foul. It's not a foul. It's not a foul. He can't stop himself. He's going for a ball. It's a 50-50. He's going for a ball, and he's not. He's made contact with the goalkeeper. He can't stop it. Like, once you go to try get the ball, you just can't stop yourself. You can't slow down that quick enough. And Mendy just stays down like and gets treatment. And now apparently he's got a shoulder injury according to FPL, just because he's just been flicked. Like, it touches him the littlest. Like, it isn't enough for a foul. Like, the game's gone soft now. It's a joke. That's not a foul. It's honestly not a foul. Chelsea got away with one there. VAR is such a joke after that performance after the weekend. Newcastle goal wrongly disallowed. Leeds, no penalty given when it's a penalty. Van Dijk could have got a red. It's just such a joke, and it's people that run it are sat in a bloody centre in Stockley car park or whatever, and then like the referees are just like VAR, like obviously Newcastle game, they don't see the push, they just focus on the thingy, and it's the people, it's not the technology's fault, it's the people that like run it in that. Like, VAR is perfectly fine. Obviously it's the one thing I don't like about VAR, toenails. The benefit should be the attacker. The attacker's attacking. He shouldn't get the goal disallowed because his toenail's offside. Because toenail goals that have been apparently offside have been ruled out. It's just the benefit, the doubt should go to the attacker. It's just a joke that it gets disallowed. And I mean, you'd get it straight up. And then obviously Chelsea fans will be saying it's a foul, but they will be saying it's a foul if it's outing, but it's just not a foul. It's soft. It's soft. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting. Come back next week for another episode of the football show, where we'll be discussing this weekend's action and the Champions League action. Now that's it for today's episode of the football show. Please make sure you like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. We'll be back next week for another episode of the football show. I think it'll be a championship predictions video, Leeds Forest preview, F1 show, and then also Forest Leeds review, and then there'll be another episode next week. So a bumper week of content coming up. I'm going to start hitting the grind again now. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.